Hey guys, welcome back. Orabomb here, bringing you another episode of our TCGO live content. Now today, we're going to be playing some Magnezone. This is thanks to my buddy Steven. He's been swearing up and down that his Magnezone Ninetales list is the truth. So I built my own version. I haven't actually seen his list. I mean, I have, but I don't remember it. I saw it like 2 weeks ago. So we just kind of built this one from scratch, and we're going to go with it. So before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like if you guys like the content. Remember, 50 likes means next day upload. If you guys can hit it, in time for me to actually upload the video. So don't forget to drop a like if you have not already, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. And if you guys are looking for codes, always go to Guardian Gaming for a chance to buy yourself a couple codes. You can get yourself 5% off if you use code Orabomb. So there we go. I think that's all I got to talk about. I wonder if there's any comments. I'll try, maybe at the end of the video I can look at comments. I might start doing that from now on, like an overview of the previous videos I've uploaded, and so I could look at the comments. That might be something that could be interesting. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that, just like to answer questions. Maybe some other people have questions that others have comments on. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, Magnezone, that's what we're talking about today. So Ninetales, of course, makes stage 2 decks a lot more consistent. Sometimes it's not exactly like, sometimes I'm not a believer of just shoving in Ninetales in lists that don't really need it. Like, I know somebody was asking me if I could play a Vicaray deck with Ninetales. I don't really think Vicaray needs Ninetales, but in decks like Magnezone, I think it's kind of cool. So we're definitely going to try it out. So Magnezone here, it has the ability to attach as many steel energies, metal energies as you like from your hand to one of your Pokemon. So you can attach as many energies as you like per turn as long as they're metal energies. So that's pretty cool. We have the attack Zap Cannon, kind of relevant because it's one of our few non-GX attackers. It's 130, which is pretty good damage. So just something to keep in mind as well. But dude, it'd be sound kind of cool. Like maybe like an all non-GX Magnezone deck could be kind of fun with like Shrine of Punishment. But then you don't have Mount Cornet, so that's not really interesting. Oh, anyways, thoughts aside. So that's Magnezone. So we're kind of pairing it here. I thinned down the line of Magnezone to a 3-2 line. I don't know how much I like that. There's still like inherent inconsistency issues without cards like with the Professor's Letter. You don't get as many energies, and since you have to put in a lot of pieces, you don't get that many draw supporters. So I had to cut this down to a 3-2 line. Also, I just restarted my computer, so I do apologize about that. I'm not too sure how I like it. This is definitely like, I did a couple test draws again every single time. I gotta remember to wait for that to happen. I did a couple test draws and I did a couple games, and it seems to be working out so far. I haven't had too many issues. As you can see, this list went through a couple of iterations this morning, but we're good now. All right, so we're gonna go over the list. Now, first thing I'm doing is playing Dialga. I do like Dialga. I'm playing the Dragon one because I figured, why have another Fire Weak Pokemon when I could just play the Dragon one? I know Dragon doesn't hit anything for weakness, but we don't usually care to hit for weakness when you play Dialga. So that's my reasoning behind it. Dialga has pretty interesting attacks. Overclock is interesting. Draw cards until you have 6 in your hand, so it's good for, like, if you lead with it, it's amazing. You're not going to lead with it very often, but if you do lead with it and you can just start overclocking, it's pretty good for your consistency. Shred means you hit past effects, so hitting for 80 is never bad. And then you have Timeless GX, which is the main reason why I'm playing it. It's my GX attack of choice if I get the option to play it. You do 150, and then your opponent has to skip their turn, which means you essentially get 2 turns in a row. And if you play Choice Band down on this thing, you can usually take an Oko. Even if you don't play Choice Band and you're hitting things like Baby, Buzzwole, or something like that, you can still Oko them and then get another free turn, which is pretty nice, especially for like a GX deck versus a non-GX deck. It does have that heavy 5 energy attack cost, so it's not going to be something we're able to do easily all the time, but I'm sure like throughout the game you can set this up, which is pretty cool. I do like that a lot. A 2-2 line of Vulpix Ninetales. I'm going with 2-2. I like Beacon, so Beacon in this deck is never that bad. We don't have Fairy Energy in this deck. It is something I'm considering throwing in just so we have Sublimation GX, but for the most part, I have 2 GX attacks that I want to use in this game, so I'm not too interested in using Sublimation. And I'm not playing Fairy Energy because I don't see the purpose in using Snowy Wind. We are an Oko deck, like with Duskmane Necrozma's Meteor Tempest. We're hitting 250 with a Choice Band, so I don't see a reason to use the first attack, or yeah, the first attack Snowy Wind for 70-30. Even if we are like fighting something weak to Fairy, which is not something you see very often, like outside of the, I guess, Ultra Necrozma rogue decks that you see there, I don't think it's super necessary. So that's the reason why I'm not playing it personally. But you can shove in a Fairy Energy if you want to. Nothing wrong with that. but it's harder to find for sure. One Dialga, I don't know if I like this card in this list. It gives me a non-GX attacker. I know the other non-GX attacker we have is Heatran. So I'm excited to go with Dialga because it's a new card. That's number one. It has a really interesting first attack. Heatran here has Boiling Impact, which discards 2 energies for 3 discards 2 for 3 energies. This one's 4 energies, but you only discard 1. So it's a little bit easier to set up again. So that's my mentality when I'm talking about Power Blast. We also have the attack turn back time. It can devolve Pokemon. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolved Pokemon, devolve it by putting the highest stage evolution card onto your opponent's hand. So against Guardy, we just knocked them out, but we only take 1 prize at a time, something to keep in mind. Against Zoroark, we knocked them out, but once again, only 1 prize at a time. And against other things, maybe like some stage 2s, like stage 2 GX Pokemon, if they evolved from their stage 1 to their stage 2, we might not be able to knock them out, but if you have a choice band, you do get the boosted damage first. So you hit for 90, which should knock out almost all stage 1 non-GX Pokemon, if you know what I mean. So like a Metagross, if you attack the Metang with just turn back time, you won't be able to knock them out if they have Metang below the Metagross. But if they do, if you have the choice band, you will be able to knock them out. That's my mentality there. Seems like a pretty interesting attack, so I'm gonna try it out. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. And then I'm playing 3 Duskmanes, just kind of going a little bit more consistent. Claw Slash does 60, Meteor Tempest does 220, with the Choice Bands 250. I'm also playing Frying Pans, a little bit, maybe a little bit of comfort versus Blacephalon. They don't hit you for weakness, and now they need like 4 energies to knock you out, or actually 5 energies to be removed from play to knock you out if they don't have their Field Blower. Sun Eclipse GX is another GX deck we can use, 250, 280 with the Choice Band, so if like Metagross GX gets a Frying Pan on them, you can knock them out with Sun Eclipse. You can use this attack only if you have less prize cards or more prize cards remaining than your opponent. So you can only use it when you're behind, but it's still a pretty interesting attack. I do like it a lot. And they're only playing 1 Lele, just 1. I don't feel like you need more than 1. I'm playing heavy draw support, or at least I'm trying to play heavy draw support, so we shouldn't need more than 1. But anyways, the rest of the Pokemon line is as so. We got 2 energy retrievals, 4 Nest Balls. I'm not playing Elm. Elm is not bad in this deck. I just don't want to be forced down to play Lele. Early game if I can avoid it. And it's not the most consistent thing. So no Elm in this deck. Although Elm is not really bad, I haven't tested it so far. Steven has told me that he didn't like it at all. And I don't blame him. Like, you want to put down, if you're forced to play down Lele to get Elm, then you get Magnemite, Vulpix, or some combination of the two. And then that's already like 4 bench spots taken, which means you only have room for whatever's active and your attacker. So whatever is active and hopefully an extra attacker and things like that, which is not the most ideal thing. I'd rather just go the Nest Ball route personally, so that's what I'm doing. So 4 Nest Balls, although you can make the argument that you can cut this down, but then you have to play like 2 Leles so you can get it more often, and then maybe like 2 or 3 Elms, just so you can always get it. It doesn't really it doesn't really change the deck slots at all, really, but whatever. 3 Rare Candies. We don't need 4 because we have the Ninetales, so 3 should be fine. 1 Rescue Stretcher, only 1 this time. 4 Ultra Balls, 3 Mount Cornets. I was playing 4, but in my test games, they just keep cluttering my hand, and I didn't like it because I wasn't able to draw that much off Lily. Yeah, that's pretty much all there was to it. I wasn't able to draw as much off Lily, so having 3 has been a lot easier for me to deal with. 4 Cynthia, 4 Guzma. We are an Oko deck, so I like to be able to Guzma up the Pokemon I want to Oko every turn, so that's why I'm playing 4 Guzma. 4 Lily, and then 1 Tantalizer acting as a switch and a shuffle draw card if we need to. A 2/2 split of Choice Band and Metal Frying Pan. You don't really need that many Choice Bands in this deck because, once again, hitting 220 should knock out most Pokemon, but I do want to have 1 just in case of the right matchup, and it's nice to have for Dialga. And then Frying Pan is just overall the better card, I think, in this deck. Being able to reduce damage to where they have to hit 220 to knock you out, and you no longer have a weakness, seems pretty good. So that's where we're doing that. And then 11 Energy. 11 seems like the way I want to play this deck. 10 seems too low, 12 was too high, so I'm testing with 11. But that's gonna be the deck, guys. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a couple of games. What is this deck called? Metagross. Should be over here, right? Metagross, oh, Magnezone, not Metagross. I'm sorry. There we go. That's good. Let's see if we can find some good games here. I do want to re-record that Ninetales video. I was just thinking about like Ninetales and Decidueye because we're playing Ninetales today. I would love to update the Ninetales list, the Decidueye list, and re-record it again because I do really like Decidueye, so I wouldn't actually hate like sitting there and practicing with that deck. This hand is very strange. We're gonna be forced to play Lily. We're going first, so I kind of want to lead Necrozma, but I guess if we get our stadium and stuff, we should be able to retreat that. Okay, so I mean, I have to get Lily this turn, and I have to. This is not like the best hand ever, but it's not bad either. I mean, we're going first, and we're getting a couple mulligans, so maybe this mulligans will like get me out of this situation. He's playing Ninetales Magnezone, so we do Oko everything with this, so we're gonna have to try to set that up very often. The only thing that sucks is that he definitely has his field blower, so we have to be very careful about our stadium and tool drops. But we don't need choice bands that much, so we can easily toss those. So that's pretty good. Nest Ball is pretty good too, and we got okay. This hand became a lot more interesting. All right, let's go ahead and Nest Ball. Let's get ourselves a Magnemite. Attach here. I think we get ourselves another Vulpix. He won't be able to knock this out turn 1, but at the same time, if I hold on to this Ultra Ball, that guarantees me a turn 2 Vulpix, but not a Magnezone. So I think I'm actually gonna hold on to this, but I can't draw as much. This is like the duality of this deck, right? Either I want to try to get lucky and just draw straight up off the Lily, or I should Ultra Ball thin my hand down and draw like 7 off the Lily. I think to be safe, because this deck is all about setting up, I'm just gonna hold on to that and just draw Lily right now. Just get 4, keep my hand the way it is. Yeah, I'm being a little bit safe here. If we get another Ultra Ball, I'm probably gonna hold on to it too, because then I can get a lot of things going on here. We did get another Nest Ball, which gets me another Magnemite. That could be good. This Dialga is pretty good in this matchup too. We didn't get a draw supporter though, which is kind of why I wanted to draw 4. But we have Guzma, which is probably what I'm going to be playing anyways. I don't really see any way he can knock out my Vulpix next turn. Having 2 Magnezones would be safe. How many Magnezones are in the deck? We have 2 Magnezones. How many rare candies? We have 3 rare candies. We don't have the stadium, so even if we set up next turn, we're not going to be able to do much. But actually, we'll be able to attack, hit something for 60, so it's not bad either. Let me just grab the Magnemite, yeah. We're going to have to discard a lot of cards here, but we'll be able to Guzma and knock something out. But we don't have Magnezone. We're not going to be able to get Magnezone. Actually, we can. We can get rare candy. We can get rare candy, Ultra Ball. Then we have to lose 4 cards in our hand. So we're gonna probably have to lose 1, 2, 3, whatever we top deck to, because I want to keep 2 energies to manually attach. I want to be able to Guzma, and I want to be able to, yeah, that's what I want to do. I don't think I'll be able to use this Dialga then if that's the case, but I think it's not a bad trade-off, because we get Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball gets us Ninetales, and then the next one will be rare candy, Ultra Ball, which will be able to get us the Magnezone, evolve into rare candy, attach 3 energies, and knock out a Zorua on the bench, because that's probably what's going to happen. If he doesn't get another Zorua down, that's going to be really, oh my god. Okay, we got Cynthia, so that's gonna be what we're doing now instead. All right, this works out then. Let's I can try to find the stadium, although it's kind of risky. I think I'm just gonna hold on to the energies in my hand. Besides, the more energies we have access to available is the better. Let's go ahead and drop a Guzma and a choice band here. I don't want to drop too many things. We can grab Ninetales. We have to attach and retreat right now, and we're gonna try to take a knockout this turn too. But I can't really do too much. So okay, we have to attach and retreat right now, because we're not going to Guzma anymore. I would like to knock out the Zorua more than I would like to knock out the Macargo. And then we're going to have to Ultra Ball away this and the Metal Energy, I think. I think we keep the Metal Energy. We're going to have to lose the Guzmas. I mean, Zoroark's going to be active more than not, so we're going to have to lose 2 Guzmas, which is not great. And we're losing Dialga too, which is also not great because it's pretty good in this matchup, but like in the process, we're getting ourselves a guaranteed Magnezone and at least 2 energies in the active. And if we can find another energy or a Mount Cornet or even an energy retrieval, we do get a guaranteed knockout on this Zorua, which is pretty powerful. So we're definitely going to do that. Yeah, because I need to attach this energy here. Let's grab Magnezone. And hopefully we can get down another Vulpix. That wouldn't be bad because that can get us energy retrievals in a pinch. So that top deck was pretty good, but I mean, we are playing a bunch of draw supporters, so it is to be expected. Oh, he just forfeited, okay. All right, we managed to pull that off that game, so the combo is there. So as you can see, already we were able to pull off something. All we had to do was draw an energy. There were 7 more left in the deck. I think all 2 energy retrievals and all 3 of the stadiums were in the deck too. So I think the odds of us not taking a knockout that turn were pretty low, and he didn't get down multiple multiple dudes. So I mean, and then we could have Guzman as well. We could have tossed at Cynthia and Guzman if we wanted to guarantee knockout of Zorua. So he had a pretty bad start, but we had a pretty good start. So, all right, going second is not great. Once again, evolution deck, it's never that great, but it's manageable. We don't get to start with our friend this time, but we do have a pretty decent opening hand. By our friend, I mean Dialga. I don't know if that was clear, but if we start Dialga, it's always good because we can overclock, especially if we're going second. So we're going second here. We're going to go ahead and put those dudes down. So we don't actually have much we need to put down right now. A couple nest balls to get us Vulpix and maybe another. Ooh, we're playing against this deck. Okay, so how do we beat this? This is stage 1. I don't have any healing in this deck. We're trying to hit 160, which is not easy to do. And we can't. The only thing we can do to like take a free turn is to Guzma up a Shuckle. So I think. If he hits 120, versus if he hits 90, I need to find our Frying Pan, and he needs to not have Field Blower. That's what needs to happen. Okay, if we find Frying Pan, then he only hits 90 unless he has Choice Band, which is 120. If he has Choice Band, he's going to take 2 KOs anyways. I don't know if he's playing the Choice Band build or the Dumbbell build. I prefer the Dumbbell build, but Choice Band build is pretty good in this particular matchup. We have some non-GX attackers. Our Dialga is going to be pretty huge this game because we can exchange 1-hit KOs. So we're going to try to get Dialga too. We can devolve and knock out everything and still only take 1 prize at a time. In fact, I'm pretty sure his entire board, besides like the Shuckle, gets OHKO'd by it. He's also playing the Lurantis, so I have to keep that in mind too. Okay, so our game plan is to set up Dialga. Once this Necrozma falls, then Dialga's going to be pretty handy. And then our other game plan is to get Dialga GX and use his Timeless attack at some point as well. So we have a couple plans here. We'll see if we can pull them off. We just have to really focus on the setup. There's our Dialga. I'm going to play this down now because I feel like it's going to be pretty handy. We don't have any switching cards. I'm just going to attach the active here. And then hopefully we can pull off a really strong turn too. And ideally he can't knock out my Magnemite next turn. We have another one which is really handy. We don't have Vulpix down, which is pretty big. Whiffing Vulpix was kind of big there. And there's nothing I can do right now to deal with it. I'm gonna play this here, and I guess play the slow game. Not having Vulpix was huge. We're gonna have to play down Lele to get ourselves a draw supporter, and then trying to punch is gonna be something we need to bump very often as well. So we have to be very careful here in this matchup. Yeah, we definitely need to find that Dialga. I didn't think Dialga was going to be useful for this matchup, but I'm glad. I'm glad I kept the Dialga in. It's pretty handy. It's pretty handy. It's a pretty cool card. All right, he has a Lurantis down, and he has 3 energies in the discard pile already. 4 energies, so he's hitting 100, 120, 170 with a Choice Band, and then hopefully he doesn't have Choice Band. But here he can get himself an Executor, so he's on at least, if he has a Grass Energy in hand, that is, he can at least attack me this turn. But his bench is full. We can knock out a Grovyle and Timeless. That'd be pretty handy. And then we just have to manually retreat and then reattach. We're losing 3 energies in the meantime. And then Shred is going to be pretty good because we can knock out other Pokemon as well without the need for too much. But he's just going to go ahead and scoop. So I really want to play that game because that game seems like it would have been really interesting. I would have had to play really well to play around that deck. But I don't know if he has like every energy prize or every Executor prize or what that made him scoop that game. But I'll take it. I'll 100% take it. What's up? Oh, the keys? Give my pants. There you go. Remember to get air in the tires, please, bro. All right, peace. Have a good day. All right. Okay, I don't know why people always close the door in my room. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, what's our opening hand like? We got that Dialga this game. We have Lily. I think I'm going to be forced to play down my Dialga just so I can draw as much as I can off Lily. And Dialga's not a bad Pokemon to have down anyways. Hitting 130 isn't horrible. But maybe we'll top deck Ultra Ball. We'll see. An Ultra Ball top deck would be beautiful. We get our Energy gone, Dialga gone. We play down Vulpix and Magnemite. Oh, that's unfortunate. But I will play this down. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Magnemite's more important. Yeah, we're gonna have to make the play I mentioned earlier because I need to draw as much as I can here. Because I need another. Oh, great. Okay, we got it. This is good. We're gonna have to make the whole like awkward. What do I lose here? He can knock out Magnemite, so I have to put down another Magnemite this turn. I think I lose Lily or Lele, which sucks. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab Vulpix. Let me think about this. I can't play down too much because I'm gonna have to try to find Magnezone as well. But I have to play down a second Magnemite because I can't let it be knocked out. But this sucks now because I have Rare Candy in hand, so I'm gonna have to find Fodder, Ultra Ball to get Rare Candy Magnezone, and then Cynthia has to draw me into some good stuff. And then Ultra Ball I have to discard whatever I draw, and the Fodder, I think that's how it's gonna have to work. Anyways, we'll just pass here. So there we go. So far the setup's looking pretty good. Brooklet is super nice because that means I can get down another Vulpix later. I don't know if I want to do that right now. I probably do, depending on what's in my deck, of course. I don't think that's a bad idea. Because he's going to take a knockout on something eventually. Like, a lone Duskmane is not going to take me the mile. But unless he gets boosted damage here, he can't actually even damage my Duskmane, which is good. The only problem is that he's playing Lycanroc, so I'll be able to pull up Pokemon. So I'm gonna have to try to keep another Vulpix down so I can evolve into a Magnemite later. We can take a knockout on this. No, we can't. Never mind. Unless we get like a perfect turn here. Okay, we have to lose this Choice Band, which sucks. But let me go ahead and make the play happen. So Choice Band and Metal Energy have to go. Or no, Choice Band and Fodder, so I can attach the Metal Energy and Cynthia. All right, let's see what we can get here. What fodder do I want to lose? We want to lose Nets Ball. Nets Ball is pretty good fodder to lose here. Yeah, that seems pretty decent. Choice Band, not super important in this matchup, so I'm just going to toss it. I do want it for Dialga at some point, but for the time being, we should be okay. But we have a Magnezone prize, so I'm going to have to try to get that Magnezone off the prizes here. I do think I want the Vulpix down. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't want the Vulpix down. This is going to be pretty good if we get Choice Band on this Dialga to knock out Lycanrocs. Timeless, or everything else about this card is kind of lame. I guess we can Oko Baby Buzzwole with it. So it is something I do want to try to set up. We have other Ninetales in deck as well. We'll just manually attach. We only have Metal Energies in this deck, so it doesn't really change much. And then we get Cynthia here for another 6. That gets us 2 more energies, as well as a Stadium that we can play down. I do like bumping a Stadium here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Now the question is, do I want to attack him with this, or do I want to attack him with something else? There is nothing else I can really attack him with. I would love to get rid of a Lycanroc though. I'm not gonna lie, because that would put him a whole turn behind. Because he can definitely GX anything next turn. So we're gonna go all in here. We have the Retrieval in hand. I'm not gonna play anything down. There's no reason to. I'm just gonna go all in here. I'm trying to think if there's. I could attack him with this Dialga, right? I can attach another energy here, one here, and then retreat, and then use both these cards. But that feels like such a waste, because we could use those cards later. We're just gonna go ahead and go for the knockout. Lycanroc is such a huge threat. The only thing that's kind of dangerous now is counter gain. You know what? One of Dhelmise wouldn't be bad in here for this exact reason. So I might have to look into getting a Dhelmise in this deck, so this wouldn't be an issue. The problem is bench space, as we mentioned earlier. Guzma is really good because now we can Guzma around and take knockouts with this Dialga. But yeah, that Lycanroc is too much of a threat. It can literally Oko anything because of its GX attack. And this thing with the Frying Pan is too good to be Oko'd right now. And we can get those energies back, so it's not a huge deal. Is that Beast Energy? It is. So now we can get rid of this thing with the Beast Energy as well. I can Guzma, but I don't know if I can Guzma and get 4 energies on this thing at the same time. He's going to have Beast Ring available to him now. So I have to keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and do the things. Now, if I Guzma, I get 4 energies back, actually. How good is that? I can attach all 4 energies this turn and just knock out a GX. He only hit me for 50 this turn. If I knock out a GX, that can make things a little bit easier for me later. Then I can, like, once I get it knocked out, I can burn these Nest Balls a little bit easier. And then if he does knock me out, I have this that can Oko this. All right, cool. I like that idea a little bit more. All right, let's go ahead and Guzma this up. Yeah, we're gonna take a knockout on this. I feel like I like the idea more because I think we'll be able to get all the energies back. All right, 1, 2. attach, retreat, and then this should be the remaining energies we need right here. And yep, 1, 2. All right, let's do it. And this will be an Oko that gets me 2 more cards in my hand, so hopefully they're all burnable. I hate this. Why can't I just do the thing like I do with Blastoise? I'm pretty sure Blastoise just lets me consistently attach, but this one's making me do it one at a time, which is awkward, but it's fine. I'm gonna have to try to make a Genesect video. I don't really like the idea of playing Genesect Magnezone. I really don't, but we'll see what happens. I might have to do something like that, maybe like multiple frying pans and choice bands and things like that, but we do take 2 prizes here. And like I said, like it's fine to take prizes nowadays because you're not ever going to be punished. I like how we pretty much got the same exact 2 cards we just played. That's crazy. But it's handy because we actually needed that energy retrieval. So I don't think we'll be able to play Lily again. We're probably just going to have to Guzma again, but we can rinse and repeat this turn. Assuming he doesn't find beast energies right now. But he has a Rockruff down, which means he can Lycan Rock me if he needs to. Which can knock out Magnezone. We still didn't get the other Magnezone off the prizes. If that happens, then we're going to have to try to... we're gonna have to try to get a Rescue Stretcher and another Ninetales going, because that kind of sucks. I was hoping this is why I wasn't the biggest fan of only playing 2 Magnezones. Right now it's working because our consistency has increased by quite a bit. Like, we haven't had really a bad game yet. My opponent just decided to leave, I guess. I don't know what's going on here. Yep, okay. How many scoops can we take? Let me know in the comments down below. How many scoops do you think are gonna happen? Looks like my opponent didn't have anything going on in their hand. That's why I was trying to take a knockout there, because even if Beast Ring turns were active, I'd rather have Beast Ring turns active where I can change it the following turn, because he has only 2 cards in his hand, right? So far we're on a 3-game win streak, so let's see if we can keep it up. We'll get one more game here. I feel like we've showed off the deck enough. We haven't even gotten a full game in yet, I think, but I think we've done enough so far to show off this deck's potential. It has a lot of potential now. Ninetales really does increase your consistency, and when it comes to this deck, a deck that's full of just straight up Okos, and since you have items that can get energies out of your discard pile, it's definitely nice. It's definitely nice. The only thing that we're gonna have a hard time with, and I feel like I'm gonna speak it to life right now, is 1, consistency of the early game, because right now we don't have much going on. Hopefully we can top deck something. And 2, getting energies early game, which is why I'm playing 11, because you need, hopefully with 11 you should be able to find a couple energies early game. And we did top deck Lily, so we are a-okay here. Once again, just going ham here. Hopefully we can find ourselves a rare candy, a Vulpix, and stuff like that. We did get Vulpix. We have a draw supporter, I guess. This is that Mimikyu card, so he's weak to me. Maybe I should have tried to find Choice Band instead of Frying Pan, but I'm okay with this. That's not Vulpix. Vulpix means what next turn? We have Rare Candy in hand, but I still want Vulpix. I still want Vulpix as an option. This can't be damaged from the bench, so there's no Cocoa Spread that he can do, and we should be able to take a knockout if we find one more energy off the Tantalizer. So that's pretty cool. Baby Dialga is going to come kind of handy here because we can Oko these things there. Oh, this thing's not weak to metal at all. Oh, that's crazy. I'm just so used to seeing every fairy type be weak to metal. This thing has no weakness. Huh. Heh. Interesting. What can he do? Nothing right now with a DC attachment, but I can Oko him. So yeah. So hopefully we can get the Oko next turn. Another Frying Pan. We can just slam that down. Rare Candy. All we need is one more energy card off of this boy. Off of this Tate and Liza, and we take a knockout and we get just another donk. So let's see what happens. We got it. All right, dope. There we go. Again, if you guys have guessed 4, so far you're not wrong. Once again, this video has been less than 30 minutes. We're gonna get one more game in. This is ridiculous, man. This deck is running hot. It's running hot. I like the build. The 2 Magnezones, you guys have no idea like how dramatic of a difference it's been for me so far. Because every time I had more than 2 Magnezones, like they kept cluttering my hand, and But now I know I'm gonna have one of these games soon where I have them both prized, and I'm gonna be like, well, ripperonis. But even if they are both prized, you can usually play this low game and just manually attach a little bit every turn. No lead this time. I think we're gonna lead Dialga because Dialga can attack, but at the same time Vulpix can beacon. I have no guaranteed way to get a Ninetales in my hand though. But attacking with Dialga, hitting 130 while having a Frying Pan attached is definitely not bad. I think I'm going to do that instead, because like I said, if the worst case scenario, we can at least play the slow game with Dialga. We do get a couple mulligans here as well, so that's pretty handy. He's playing Baby Ninetales, so Baby Ninetales is weak to metal. Choice Band is not enough though. We have to do the full attack to take a knockout, but it'll easily be enough to knock out with Dialga. So I'm glad we led with Dialga. We'll be able to take a couple one prizes for a little bit. We got Necrozma. Do I want to play it down? I kind of do, but because he might judge me. Yeah, I think I will play it down. We haven't used Dialga GX yet, so that's something to keep in mind, guys. Dialga GX is kind of just cute. You could easily take it out if you don't like it. I know Steven did not like the card, and I don't blame him. Like, it's not exactly the easiest thing to get off, but it's a very useful card. Like, I can almost guarantee you, we would have done our best to get it off in that Executor game where he forfeited, which I really wish I was playing that game. That would have been a really good game to show off. Because even if I lost, we at least could show you guys that it's a pretty rough matchup. This is annoying. This is very annoying, actually. Brooklet's good. We get another Vulpix down. We just need to make sure we have enough space for Dialga, for Magnemites. Let's see if he uses the ability this turn. If he does, I can just Beacon, so I don't actually mind. Ooh, I'm glad I played down that Necrozma. One less card is good for me. Let's see if he's gonna do it. Okay, I guess he didn't want to do it. Okay, that's really nice. That's like super duper nice. We get this. Do we have the other Ninetales in the deck? We do. What is prized? We have all of our Pokemon from the looks of it. How many stadiums? No, we have all the important parts at least. Let's get down another Vulpix just for deck thinning, because we are gonna have to Tantalize here, which is not the best. He can OHKO me under the right circumstances, I suppose. What do I care about the most? Dialga's Power Blast can OHKO, so I'm actually going to attach this here. And we'll just take here for 5. I can Beacon. Now that I have 2 Vulpixes down, it's not the worst idea. But this hand's pretty good for next turn. It's like really good for next turn, actually. We only get 1 Magnezone down in the process, but it's actually really good for next turn. Ultra Ball gets me something fodder. Lily gets me... Oh, I can actually play Lily down too. We can discard this. Okay, so this is really good. I'm going to pass here and explain. The only thing that sucks is my lack of energies, but we have to find energies. If we can find energies, then this is like the best hand. This is why I wish Professor's Letter was like in format. Imagine Professor's Letter like right now. With Ninetales, you can use Ninetales to find Professor's Letter. That'd be pretty lit. Is he going to give me Vulpix? I mean, you can have this Vulpix on me. I don't mind. But yeah, we can Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball grabs me Rare Candy fodder, and then I can Ultra Ball again to get the Magnezone, so we can at least guarantee a Magnezone next turn. Then Lele gets us a draw supporter. I want to keep these 2 in my hand, so I think Lele will grab me Cynthia at the end of the turn. We'll have to see what happens actually, because I know I'm tossing this. He's gonna Guzma me. Is he going for the... Oh, he is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to probably play a little bit slower then if he takes a knockout this turn, which he does. Okay, cool. So we're gonna be a little bit slower. We're gonna have to wait a whole turn. But we can Beacon, which means that we don't have to do as much Ultra Ball foddering. But we do want to try to get ourselves another Magnemite down. And we even top deck the Magnezone. That's crazy. Alright, that's to be expected. I mean, that was his best play. We're gonna have to OHKO him with this now, so Dialga is not our attacker this turn. Well, I can Beacon to get Ninetales, so we're gonna go ahead and just do Necrozma, and we can't lose the Magnezone hand. So this is kind of risky, because I would like 2 Magnezones down this turn. I can grab Stretcher with 1 Ninetales. The chances of them having another Magnezone, another Guzma, they exist. I can Ultra Ball to get Ninetales. Ninetales to grab fodder and something, fodder and Stretcher, and then use that Stretcher to get down a Magnemite. Then I won't have any room for Lele, but I don't think we'll need room for Lele. Interesting turn. Let me think about this. I don't think we can do that. I don't think we have enough cards in our hand to make that a feasible play. because I can, I no, hold on. No, that works, right? Because I can get Stretcher and Nest Ball. That gets us 2 Magnezones down, and then I can beacon for another Ninetales. But the problem is this Vulpix is gonna get knocked out. So if I do that, I can't guarantee rare candy. So I think all we can do is get Magnemite here. Although I could, in theory, no, I can't get rare candy plus something. Yeah, I think we just have to get Magnemite. I mean, I don't have enough time. The timer's going on, so I can't think too much. But I feel like there was a play that could have got me what I wanted. But I'm not seeing it right now. Maybe I should have broke the hilt first just to find out. If I grab Ninetales and I grab Nest Ball Rare Candy, that at least gets me 1 Magnemite, but it doesn't give me 2. So at the end of the day, nothing's really changed. Except I have a thing down, a Ninetales down too early. So he only has 3 cards in hand. So maybe something can come out of that. We'll beacon here, we'll grab Ninetales and Magnemite. Doesn't seem bad. Sure, we'll grab Ninetales Magnemite. We'll see what happens. I can play down this Magnemite if something gets knocked out, and I can Lily, I guess. I mean, this hand's not great. He has all 4 of those boys down. I'm gonna have to play like a straight Ninetales deck soon. He does have the Judge. That's crazy. All right, well, we'll see if this Judge can hook me up with something. At the end of the day, he can't goose with me, so that means my Magnemite is safe, which is all I care about. We got the Counter Stadium, a Cynthia, and an Energy Attachment. So it's not the worst thing in the world. All we need to do is get like another Ninetales one way or another. We can bump the Stadium, which is good as well. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad either. It gives us, at least guarantees us 1 energy in the discard pile, which means we only need like 3 more. But the problem is we can't Oko this thing. It's got 160 HP, so. And then he takes a knockout on anything if I don't Oko it. So, I'm not too sure. I mean, we can GX it. So worst case scenario, we just GX a card, right? So I think I should attach it, maybe? I'm trying to think if I should attach it or not, because I'm probably going to make this active, and I'm not going to be able to GX the way I want to, unfortunately. But we'll be able to GX with this, which gets us a knockout, and then we should be able to knock out the rest of his board. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. All right, we'll try that. We'll try that. We'll see what happens. We have to draw well, which already we're drawing well, so I'll take it. 1 Brooklet down. We can Ultra Ball. This gets us not the Ninetales yet. We don't want the Ninetales quite yet. So is there a point in Ultra Balling? Ninetales won't get us Magnezone because we don't have a way to get into Magnezone in our hand. All it does is gets us rare candy, but that's not super good right now. So we're gonna hold on to this Ultra Ball actually. Yeah, we're gonna hold on to this Ultra Ball. We don't have enough cards in our hand for Ultra Ball to work. We got the Ninetales, which in turn gets us. Okay, this works then. This is what I mean. That's why I only played 4, because look at this. This is ridiculous. All right, so now we can get Ultra Ball. We don't have energies though, so we're not gonna take a knockout here. In fact, we're gonna get destroyed here in a second. No, this is what I mean. Like, it would be so nice if there was a card that let us find energies. We're gonna go ahead and evolve into Magnezone, I guess. Sure. We have rare candy, so don't I just get 2 Ultra Balls so I can get a Lele next turn? I can also find Frying Pan, and that makes it harder for him to knock this out. 2 Ultra Balls. I feel like 2 Ultra Balls is fine. Because we need Lele down to next turn. We need to get energy cards. Alright, so we're finally showing off the deck having a bad opening hand. So I'll take it. How many Duskmanes are gone already? There's only 1 gone, so I can't lose this other one. Alright, so let's just go ahead and Ultra Ball this and this. We'll hold on to the other one. We'll just get Magnezone here and we'll evolve into it. And then hopefully he shouldn't be able to knock out any Magnezones anytime soon. I mean, he needs like quite a hand if he's going to take a knockout Magnezone with like Ninetales. He would need Aqua Patch, DCE, Guzma off a 4-card hand. So I think I'm pretty safe this turn. And then next turn I can toss whatever I top deck and then play down this Duskmane and just start going from there. But there's no energies in the discard pile, so we're just chilling. This is what I mean though. Like sometimes I feel like I want more energies, but then if I play more energies, my hand gets cluttered. So this is just the duality of playing a Magnezone deck. Like you're always gonna have that issue, right? Where you want more energies so you don't run out, or you can find them earlier, but you don't want too many energies because then it ruins your setup because you are a stage 2 deck. The duality of Magnezone. We don't have like access to draws like Tempest GX, so it's not like Vikavolt, you know what I mean? and we're constantly losing the energies at the same time, so it's a little bit harder. But we are guaranteeing Okos pretty much every turn. So there's a Ninetales. Can he set him up? I mean, he has access to the baby Ninetales. All right, so now he needs quite a bit, doesn't he? He needs an Aqua Patch now. He no longer DCs, but if he does take a knockout, okay, no Guzma, so our Magnezone is safe. But he can take a knockout with this dude. I mean, on my active, which is not the worst thing ever, but everything here is a 2 retreat, and he did bump that, which is bad because now we have to play down this one because I only have 1 left. So we have to find Stretcher now. So hopefully Stretcher's in the deck. I mean, we can check real quick. Right, Stretcher, are you here? Okay, we have the Stretcher. So, because what's going to happen is we have to play down the stadium no matter what. And our Lily is in the deck, or Lele is in the deck still. All right, because this is my last one. I can't lose it. So what's going to happen is we're going to have to Stretcher and put back the Duskmanes and go from there. But yeah, for the time being, we grab ourselves Lily. Lele, I keep saying Lily. I do apologize. I know that triggers a lot of people. Lele. It's really hard. It's really hard for me, at least. That does give him game on board, which is something to keep in mind. But we're gonna use Lele to get Lily. Does that only happen to me? Does that happen to anybody else? As 1 metal energy, 2 metal energies, we can at least GX. I suppose, and hopefully he can't bump the stadium. But now we're kind of stuck. But at least we can GX his turn and guarantee a knockout. We're just, I mean, we have baby Dialga, which should be able to cover for the rest of this game. So I have to keep that in mind. I can retreat 3, but then turn back time isn't a knockout. I have to GX this thing. This thing is such a huge threat to me. So we'll just Sun Eclipse here. All right, hopefully this one prize is like everything I need at the same time. Hopefully. And hopefully he doesn't bump my stadium anymore. We do have energy retrieval, so it's not like the end of the world if he bumps my stadium, but it's not great either. I need to find Stretcher. I need to put back at least 1 Necrozma and 1 Vulpix, so we can put that back 2 Vulpixes and a Necrozma. There's the Aqua Patch, but he made this active, so... I mean, if he gets a manual attachment, he just takes a knockout here, but then we take a knockout ourselves, because even if we don't get the Power Blast knockout that I want to have, we can at least turn back time and take a knockout. Articuno is a threat, though, but Articuno is also weak to metal, and we can take a knockout on that. We have Choice Band, so we can actually take a knockout on everything on this regardless, right? So that's pretty handy. So, in fact, I don't know if I mean, we'll have to see. We have Guzma. He didn't use Articuno's ability, so that's pretty good. He's just gonna Ice Blade, take a knockout on us, which is okay. The energy's gonna discard pile. Do I want to Guzma this turn, or do I not want to Guzma? I can't guarantee 4 energies, but I can guarantee 3, which will knock out Articuno, which gets us 2 more prizes. So maybe I don't. Maybe I do want to Guzma. If I can get a 4th energy, which I do guarantee 4 energies. Never mind. Yeah, we're not gonna Guzma then. Yeah, we guarantee 4 because we have the stadium. And we have this, which is going to be really good for whenever we do get knocked out, which is going to happen. And then we can take a knockout with Zap Cannon. So that's not bad. It's definitely not bad. We're not in the best scenario, but we're not in the worst either. We have Guzma that'll take this, another 2 prizes. So we just have to hope these 2 prizes that we're about to take are going to be really good. Magnetic Circuit. Yeah, we just need these 2 prizes right here to be amazing. We need a draw supporter. Just a draw supporter, really. Because a draw supporter can get us a Stretcher. Although if we top deck Stretcher, we need a draw supporter that will in turn get a Stretcher and maybe like an Ultra Ball or Nest Ball or something like that. But I'd rather take 2 prizes than 1, which is why we're using Power Blast instead of turn back time. Because I could have turned back time to taken 1 prize and then set up a Magnezone, but I don't want to lose Magnezone unless we absolutely need to. We don't play B-String in this deck. There's just not room for B-String in this deck, so I'm not bothering. We got a draw supporter. An Ultra Ball top deck would be just beautiful because we can toss these rare candies. We can't really use them anymore. But we've already lost almost every single one of our balls. All we have left is 1 Nest Ball, so we have to keep that in mind. Ugh, that's pretty rough. I mean, if he attaches a bunch of energies, we could just load a bunch of energies onto Lele and then take a knockout with Lele. But then he wins the game, so I can't really do that. That doesn't seem very good either. All right, can he take a knockout? I mean, I guess he can Guzma and win the game here too, just knocking out this. So we were like a couple turns behind because he did knock out Magnemite. That was out of our control. We couldn't get down more than 1 Magnemite that game. that early game. If we did, we were able to easily come back, but we did whiff, which is unfortunate. He has to thin his hand down. He doesn't have Guzma yet, or a way to attach another energy, which is pretty good for us. Unless he plays Baby Magnemite, or Baby, or other Ninetales here. If he gets the other Ninetales, that gets him like Choice Band, which could be useful. Actually, I don't know how good Choice Band is, but it gets him Aqua Patch, which is really good. Yeah, Aqua Patch is going to be amazing for him, but he gets the other Ninetales instead. I guess he wants to solo me. I do have Stretcher, so if he takes knockout on this, and we actually have Magnezone too, so we can still bring this game back. Oh, he does have the Guzma, so doesn't he? Oh, he doesn't win because he doesn't have the cards in hand. Oh, he's basing it all off the Oranguru. Well, if he gets it, he wins. He played Guzma, so he can't play a Draw Spore this turn. We can Guzma ourselves and take a knockout, but he got the Aqua Patch, so that's a GG. There we go. We couldn't go that many games winning. Well played. We couldn't. We had to make sure we had one game where we were cluttered up, but it's fine. It's okay. I mean, we got to show off the deck. I mean, we didn't just go like 5 games in a row where we just had flawless turn ones, but we got to show this off, and I'm very happy about that. So, what am I gonna play next? I can play Bucephalon on stream. There's no fighting deck I care to play, but I do want coins over packs, so we'll do Bucephalon on stream. All right, let's go ahead and show off the deck. So the video is 45 minutes. I'm pretty happy with the way the deck turned out. We had a pretty rough game there, but the only negative there was that he knocked out our Magnemite. So we need to get down 2 Magnemites more often, but I don't know how I would do that. There is an argument for Elm, but the other thing I didn't mention when I was talking about Elm in the beginning of the video is that if you're drawing less, you're getting less energies in your hand. A lot of people will ask me about Rimbombi. That's a card. So is Rimbombi? I thought it was Rimbombi. All right, one of these. I think it's this one. Okay, Honey Gatherer. People will argue to me about Honey Gatherer as an attack. I guess if you're playing the Honey Gatherer one, you could play Elm. I don't like Honey Gatherer in the deck because, as you saw just from all those games, bench space is a huge factor that we don't have time, that we don't have space for in this deck. But if you were to like squeeze this in and you're less worried about bench space, although bench space is pretty important, you could throw this in and you can take out the nest balls and instead play like 3 Elms and 2 Lele's, and then hopefully you can get them turn 1 every game. If you don't get them turn 1, it's kind of super bad. But then you also have to make space for those cards. I think you maybe just cut. You have to make 4 more spaces because you can't play 1-1 line. It's kind of important for you to get it out, so maybe a 2-2 line. Maybe you play Timer Balls as well, so that you don't have to rely on getting Ultra Ball. And then Great Ball could be interesting too. I don't know. It's definitely a rework, but I like this one a little bit more. It feels a lot more consistent to me. All I have to do is draw a bunch, which is fine. You are playing 9 Draw Spores in this deck, and we haven't had many turns where we just didn't have Draw Spores. So it's pretty cool. I like the deck a lot. Another card you could just take out is you could just straight up take this out and just not use the GX tag. I just love the GX tag. It's such a good attack. So I still think you keep the Dialga personally, but that's just me. Don't forget to drop a like in the video if you haven't already. Subscribe, share, all that good jazz. I know a lot of people were asking me to play Magnezone. Here you go. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you want to see me play next. Answer the comment question of the day for a chance to win a couple of Lost Thunder codes. The comment question today is going to be, who is your favorite metal type Pokemon? Because I am unoriginal and I can't think of any good questions right now. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.